What to do when you hate your job or your coworkers or your boss so much, but you can't really do anything about it.
Because your boss is your mother.
Hey, who said that? That's not nice. More free communication skills training courses online on our YouTube channel. And the more they find out about the brain, they realize the brain functions in a very similar way to that of a computer. Brains and computers process information in a very similar fashion. And just like a computer with a brain, garbage in, garbage out. There is a syntax that you want to use when you are giving specific information for a specific result. When you are in a situation where you know that you have the right verbal patterns or the syntax to increase the odds that you're going to get the results you're looking for, use those patterns, right? Makes sense. So when we're speaking to ourselves and we're trying to, for example, change our emotional direction, we feel as though we're being propelled in one direction and we want to be propelled in another. For example, let's say we are at a meeting at work and somebody, let's say our boss, says a disparaging comment to us. They might not realize that this is not the end of the world, but we're sitting there and somebody says something that hurts our feelings during a meeting. If you're an emotional person and you've experienced the situation where you feel as though you're about to start crying, what does the average person start to say to himself or herself in those situations when they don't want to cry? Yeah, they say things like, okay, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry. And what happens? They cry. That's a great situation in which if you had properly constructed coping statements or knew what the right syntax was, you can increase the odds of getting the results you're looking for. For example, a coping statement, a statement that's purpose is to help us cope with the situation and not lose control emotionally, has two critical components. Number one, they're positively phrased. And number two, they're in the present. What that means is not positive in terms of people like me, I like myself. Positive in the sense that I want to say to myself, what am I? Not, for example, I'm not going to cry. If I say to myself, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to cry, I'm saying something negatively phrased, what I am not, and it's in the future, I'm not going to. The brain will take that information, not be able to process it all because what does that mean? And then spit it back out, garbage out. Just like when we're trying not to get angry. A lot of times we'll say, I'm not going to explode, I'm not going to let them get to me. But the brain is saying, all right, here's the garbage out, kaboom. Instead, positively phrased in the present. How would you say something to yourself if you, let's say, were going to cry, you felt like you were going to cry, and you didn't want to do that, and you thought, coping statement. What would you say instead of, I'm not going to cry? Think about that. Okay, if you said something such as, I'm going to remain calm, half right. Remember, we don't want to say what we're going to do. So instead of, for example, I'm not going to cry, a properly phrased coping statement incorporating those two components would be something more along the lines of, I am strong. Instead of, I am not going to let them get to me, I'm not going to get angry, I will not explode, I am cool, calm, and collected. Basically, if you want a template, something that you can easily use and recite, I am blank. We want to tell ourselves in very clear terms, as much as possible actually, I am this, I am that. We want to tell ourselves what we are because you know how whatever we think we are tends to magically manifest. So if I believe that I am a controlled, successful, kind, loving person or communicator, if that's what I believe I am, my actions tend to follow that. Our communication, remember, in general, the words we say, the things we do, tends to be not a cause, but an effect. I say and do what I say and do because I believe I am who I believe I am. What I say and what I do is generally nothing more than a testament to the person I believe I am. Which brings me to strategy number 2, a personal compass. So I have something special I put together just for my YouTube subscribers. Click on the link and you can go over to Dan O'Connor Training and pick up your communication starter kit. I'm assuming you've already subscribed, or do that first. And then when you come back, check out one of my other videos here. Thanks for visiting the Dan O'Connor Training YouTube channel.